Yeah.
But I also wanted to point out that let's not get confused Arianism with the Arianism like white Arianism. There's two different ones. There's
Oh.
Aryanism. That's for
Ah.
something different, right? And that's not the Arianism we're talking about. So
Thank
let's,
you. That's good. I didn't know that.
yes. Okay.
Good
So,
call. Good call.
yeah, this is what I wrote. So the 5 points that guy was saying was on that video I saw. Arianism, Messiah was a little God, but not equal with Yah. Messiah had a beginning, so it's to say there was a time when Messiah was not, which I totally disagree with.
Right.
As a creature, I don't know why he says creature, but as a creature, he had a choice, but chose right. So it's to say he could fail, which Messiah would never fail because he is Yahuwah. So they think man
Me and
was
my
not.
wife, heard one Arianist. I was sharing her a debate. One guy was saying, one guy was asked, an Arianist was asked, a Unitarian was asked, do you believe that Jesus is capable of sinning? Like right now? Do you believe he's capable of sinning? He was like, I'm not sure. Because he's a man. And my wife was like, what in the world? Like, so while he was on earth, was he capable of sinning? He's like, yeah, absolutely. Because he was a man. But obviously, since it's past tense, we know that he succeeded. So, but that's why the guy was asking, what about now? Do you think now he can sin? It's possible for him to sin. The guy's like, I'm not sure. Like, that's what happens when you bump down the glory and the power of the Son and of God down to a created being who has a will. Now you don't know if he's able to really continue doing what being righteous, because he has a free will, and at any moment he could just flip a switch and mess up. No, he has to be the epitome of goodness in order not to fail. And what did Yahusha say? There's only one that is good, and that is God, right? He said he's the only one that is the epitome of goodness. There's no failure, no mistakes in him whatsoever.
Not even the angels are good.
Right? Angels have a free will. Angels mess up. Angels have gotten kicked out of heaven, you know? And so, but Yahusha, we can't find one fault against him. And I think you even have some groups of Arianists that will find something to put against Yahusha to say that he wasn't perfectly sinless, which goes against the New Testament. You know, which says he was sinless, but they'll try to find something. Oh, he was sinless when he said this. You know, what are you doing? Yeah, like Paul says, I think it's Paul's letter says he was without sin. Anyway, continue.
All right. So they think man was not made in the image of God, but in the image of God's image, or the logos/son. That's what that means.
Interesting. Say that again. Say that sentence again.
So Arianism, they think man was not made in the image of God, but in the image of God's image, or the logos, son.
And I'm gonna show you guys.
I had to read that twice.
I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna just tell it to you, but we'll dissect these things if you remind me. In the image of, if you look up that phrase or image, if you look up that phrase on Bible Gateway, you're going to be taken to the passage in the book of Matthew where the Pharisees were asking, should we pay taxes? And Yahusha says, whose image is on the coin?
Yeah.
Caesar's. And so he says, then render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and give to God what is God's. So if we were made in the image of the Son, we would see that in all of Scripture. It would say, we were made in the Son's image, but it doesn't say that. It says in the image of God.
But look, I go back to Genesis. Let us make man in our image.
Yep. So even for us who are aka modalists, if you say we're made in the image of the Son, there's no contradiction there, because we believe the Son and the Father are the same person. So whether you say I'm in the image of the Son or if I'm in the image of God, to us it's the same thing. But for Arianists, it's not the same thing. So if you're saying we're made in the image of the Son, then you're denying what Scripture says, that we were made in the image of God, the one and only true God.
I have a question. So the Arianists believe that Yahusha did not always exist, right? So
Yeah.
my question to them would be, if we were made in the image of the Son who did not always exist, how are we made in his image if we pre-existed the Son?
Mic drop.
No, the Messiah. It was first God by himself, then God created the Son, Yahusha. No, he didn't exist. What they mean what they mean by he didn't pre-exist, meaning that he didn't exist in eternity past. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, Milo thought that Yahusha didn't exist until he was born on the earth. No, I think that there are Arianists. There might be some Arianists that believe that, but there are
There
Arianists
are.
that believe that Yahusha existed before the earth was created, like before humans were created, and probably even before heavens and earth. I don't know. I'm not sure how far back, but first it was God, then it was God and Yahusha, then it was them two that created angels. They created earth, man and everything like that. So Yahusha did exist in the Old Testament before creation, but but he didn't pre-exist before that. He didn't exist as long as the Father existed. Let's put it that way. So that's what Arianists believe. Derail, you can continue. And if anybody else has questions, they're confused, you can jump in and
Is my internet slow? It was slow.
no, it's working.
Okay, all right.